what are some of the operations?
Oh yes, lacra, as we all know, or we may not know, lacra came from LPMC. Before we have LPMC that were responsible for produce marketing in Liberia. But after the war, and due to some financial crisis at LPMC, the name will change to LACRA, and where we are today. And LACRA today, we are the regulatory authority that are responsible on the agricultural commodities, such as cocoa, coffee, palms, and other agricultural commodities. So we took over a year ago, and at LACRA, what we are doing and what we met on board that have made me to come some of our dreams, some of the plans that we have for the country and also for our farmers is the one that I'm here this morning to be able to share with you.
Okay.
So if you look at LACRA, before they were only focusing on, if you hear LACRA, sometimes we go to the free port. So I work with LACRA, you only hear people talk about cocoa. Only focus on exporters, what leave from the country and go. And when we took over, especially as a technical person and have the technical knowledge and background, we decided to engage with our farmers. With our farmers, those are living from the countries that are going to other part of the world. You may not be able to get it. So what we have put in place, or we have started last year, was we set the whole system, the system where all disorganized. Now we have the total number of, we have not total, but we have a number of agents that have registered with LACRA that are also helping our farmers in the various field. And we have exporters that are exporting cocoa, that before they use cocoa and coffee, that use they take any amount of money, price, so this is a price for this commodity, according to their own will. But for now, that is not working. We have already put that in place. Our farmers have started benefiting for this type of activities, but that is not all about it. So what we have started this year, last year was here to set the base rule, to make sure that the system is taking shape. It's still taking shape, but have not taken shape yet. So what we have started this year is that we're trying to identify all of our cocoa, coffee, palms, and other agricultural farmers across the country. And what we are identifying, then we're trying to identify the gap and the weaknesses that exist among them. After the war, most of our farmers left their farming activities. So those old farms need to be rehabilitated. So what we have decided to do this is that when we identify them and identify our farmers and those gaps that exist among our farmers, we are going to build their capacity and that of our technicians to be able to improve those existing, skill they have, and be able to add up their knowledge, some innovative way of doing things that will make their thing to be more easier for them to be able to produce more produce. And after we build that capacity, we are going now to build a national cocoa and seed valley across the country. And that we are going to select a counties based on the number of farmers we're going to record.
So this is your 2025 plan.
Yeah, 2025 up to, it's a 5-year plan.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so this year is the beginning.
Okay.
So when we establish the cocoa and coffee seed garden, that's going to help us to be able to increase the availabilities of improved seedings for our farmers. You know, farmers only take cocoa. So now here, when you go on a farm and you start to interact with the farmer, you hear that, oh, I took my cocoa seedings from Ivory Coast, from Ghana. And in Liberia, we have people that are well trained, that know about these things. That every time somebody give you cocoa water, it have some barb and things are attached to it. You don't know, you get to get and carry it into your field. So what we're trying to do is trying to discourage that, and also to be able to establish our own cocoa seed garden and that of the coffee. One thing that is more interesting when it comes to our coffee, there are indigenous coffee we have in Liberia. The flavors that our coffee produced in Liberia, it is not produced in any part of the world.
Okay.
People have taken that from here and carried to other parts of the world, but the flavors our own are giving is different. So, and
what is the name of that?
Okay, the name of that coffee is called Coffee Liberica. Coffee Liberica, it lives over 100 years plus. Over 100 years. Coffee is about 30 to 35 years. You have to replant again. But for Coffee Liberica, it is very, very resistant, climate resilient and plants that resist even drought tolerance, even water. So it is resistant against, and it is high yielding. So you take, like, for 1 tree of Coffee Liberica, a farmer can take a day to harvest 1 tree.
1 tree?
1 tree. So that is the reason you see we're trying to build their capacity.
So how does people come across that?
No, this is our indigenous coffees. You know, after the war, people decided to forget about their old farming.
Okay.
Those old farms they had before they left. Before you know, when you go in a field and when you ask the farmer, you come across it, you know what he will say? He will say, but our local coffee, they say it was only good for money people. It was only good for money people. I said, wow. Why it was only good for money people? And you are making farm. You think farmers are the poorest people? No. People are the richest people in the world. So if you cannot take your own coffee and they brought another country coffee and give it to you, like coffee Robusta, coffee Arabica, these are coffee that it is also growing in Liberia, but it's not our original coffee.
Okay.
So you leave your own coffee, then they bring in another coffee and give it to you to grow it. But your own that they are saying is only good for rich people, money people. Why not you also take some and you become a money person? So that is the reason we're trying to encourage them to be able to help farmers across the country so that they can be able to multiply. So based on that, before we can do that is the reason we're trying to establish a seed garden that farmers can easily have access to it. Now our Coffee Liberica, it is becoming extinct. So EU, other developing partners have met with us that there is a need that we multiply and be able to give it to farmers. So RRTA, in collaboration with EU, they are also working with LACRA, CARI, and other agencies that we are all developing that nursery to be able to distribute among farmers across the country.
So what is on your plan since you bringing this Coffee Liberica, making Liberians to know their own local cocoa? What are you doing now in terms of encouraging them to make sure they use this Coffee Liberica instead of the foreign coffee?
So what we have
the Cocoa Liberica.
Okay, Coffee Liberica.
Yes.
Okay.
Liberica.
So what we have started is that we try first to identify the coffee. The coffee was becoming extinct. You couldn't find them.
Okay.
So the few farmers that have the coffee laborica, we have identified them and even engaged their farm.
Which county?
It is mostly found in Lofa County.
Okay.
And few in Nimba. But only Lofa you come across laborica coffee.
Okay.
And as we all know, our coffee grow in a mountainous area. And you know that Lofa, Nimba, these are countries that contain mountains. So after we identify these coffees in various countries, we have collected some of the seeds and we developed a nursery that to be able to multiply, like the seed garden we are talking about, so that we can be able to establish that seed garden. And it's not only that, we establish cocoa over 150,000 seedlings that we are also encouraging people who have old cocoa farms to be able to rehabilitate their farm. But coffee laborica, because of the importance of coffee laborica now, it have made us to even distribute polythene bags to people who are interested farmers. Based on our awareness, people have been coming to us, giving them polythene bags, some 5,000, 10, 15,000, and we gave them those seedings. They are all being placed on the nursery. So when it is ready, we are also going to meet with them while we are doing farmer registrations across the country. We will also be giving some of the seedings to the farmers to be able to reawaken them that this is a plan we have, and within a year, our target going to be 3 million seedings that we're going to be producing within a year. And that 3 million seedings we're going to produce within a year is going to be distributed across the 15 counties of this country. So, if you look at per county, we are going to start with 2,250 farmers per county.
Okay.
So that 2,250 farmers, we are also going to provide some training. Some trainings in terms of management of their farms, nursery preparations, even up to harvest to the point of selling. So we will also be providing that for them. And the seedings for us to continue, because we want us to be on the path of Ivory Coast and that of Ghana. So if within a year we are able to produce 3 million seedings and it is given to the farmers, we pass it on to the farmers, we're going to pass it on to the farmers at a minimum cost, because its process has to be continuous. It's not like if we produce the series and we just do for 1 year, it will have to be a continuous process.
Okay, so why you people are doing all of these things?
We are doing these things because we want our country, the GDP. We all are in this country to be able to build our nation for ourselves, right? Okay, like you see Africa, you see Ghana, you see South Leone, you see at the end of the year, those shipments they make in cocoa, coffee, other part of the world, at the end, the dividends they receive from this country is because of the number of shipments they are sending out. So they receive some benefit that come to them and help them to build their roads, build school, clean it. But in our case, that is not happening. So we talk about, you couldn't know how many metric tons of cocoa, coffee that live from Liberia. But from last year up to present of this year, we have shipped over 40,000 metric tons of cocoa and that of coffee.
Wow.
In other parts of the world, but you couldn't find a single document, single record to prove that, oh yeah, this is a number of cocoa or coffee that left from Liberia. So systems have been put in place. So For us to continue to increase our metric tons of produce that are leaving from Liberia, we will have to go to the farmers. You will have to go and work with the farmers, rehabilitate their farms, give them good seedings that will give them better yield, that will be able to supply the market. Even people are coming, in our in Liberia, the good part about all is that most of our agricultural activity we carry on in Liberia, we are doing pure organic farming. There is no chemical applied. We just grow our crops within the field. You see it grow.
Because of the good soil.
Yeah, because of the good soil, and that is the one that people are interested in. So if you let's look at for chocolate. Chocolate is produced as a result of what? Good cocoa, right? Organic cocoa. So our cocoa beans, if you look at our cocoa beans and that of Africa, Ghana, Saudi, you see that our cocoa beans are more bigger, even than people who produce it in large quantity. So rainy season, you observe that people living from Saudi coming to Liberia, Guinea coming to buy our cocoa to carry because they want to have that good produce.
Okay, so the 40,000 metric tons being shipped out of Liberia, what's the benefits that's coming to Liberia?
But the benefit is that we are at the end GDP. Do you know about GDP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at the end of the year, that is the dividends that will come. That is the benefit from outside where people receiving that. But you have to reach at a benchmark.
What is the benchmark to reach?
Benchmark, you should be around 1,000 metric tons.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you reach at that level, you will receive a benefit. Well, the benefit now we are receiving is that the more the exporters export, they pay a fee to government.
Okay.
So that fees they are paying, that taxes they are paying to government is also helping us to be able to solve some of the problem like what we are about to start, to be able to help farmers, train farmers, provide polythene bags. These are some of the benefits that will come to the country.
So where did you take Lacra from? Lacra from your first, because you just took over a year ago.
Yeah.
So where did you take Lacra from?
Lacra, we met Lacra only on paper.
Okay.
Lacra was only on paper. Before, when we took over, when you say, "Oh, I'm working with Lacra," they say, "Oh, the NGO." People never knew the functions of Lacra, what Lacra was there for. So when we took over, we observed that there was system error.
Okay.
Even taking over, there was no 10 over note.
Okay.
So we have to start like it's a new entity government get established.
So it means that people did not receive any amount in the cover of Lacra.
We met Lacra. I'm not a financial expert, neither to say, "Oh yeah, I can speak on that." But Lacra, we met Lacra with nothing.
Okay.
With nothing, because you have to do 10 over before you know what you met.
Okay.
And how many. So the only people we met was the staff within the offices.
And what did they tell you when you took over? What was their experience that they shared with you?
Their experience was that some said there was nothing going on. Some used to go to work according to their own will, and it would take 2-3 months before they go and check. They were only care to take pay at the end of the month. So the system were not in place. But as we speak today, if you go Lacra, as when you say Lacra, you enter Freeport. Also, yes, the guys came to do the Liberian people work.
Okay. So he's my guest in studio from Lacra, and he's the Deputy Director for Operations and Technical Services. He's Alpha. He's in studio this morning. So just keep glued to the radio, and we'll open the lines if you have any question to ask, or if you have any concerns, any recommendations moving forward. So where do we see lacra in the coming years?
Actually, in the coming year, we are expecting lacra to be at the level of productions of cocoa and coffee at the level of Ivory Coast and that of Ghana. So in the 5-year plan, we will be producing 15 million seedlings for our farmers. Every year we will produce 3 million. So if you multiply that 3 million by 5, you will realize that you will produce about 15 million seedlings that will be given to the farmers, but at a minimum cost of 30 cents per seedling.
Okay, so when you talk over, I believe you visited some of the farmers. What were some of the concerns that they gave you?
Some of the concerns that I received from them was that there was no buyer. And that also caused some of the problem that people were living from the neighboring country, especially like Lofa, people coming in to be able to buy their produce from them. You will not harvest your produce and there is no buyers. So people who will come to you, you will be forced to sell to them. And when we talk about what we did, we went in and be able to carry agents, people who register with lacra that are responsible to buy from the farmers based on the pricing that we gave them. So they went in, they established our warehouses, and they are the ones that are buying directly from it. So that tensions that were on the farmers are also being reduced. So, and another one that I was also, and even now that I still giving them the tough time, is to get improved seedlings that we are about now to start. So they need to rehabilitate their farm and they need good seedlings that will make them to be able to continue with their farming activities.
So do we still have people who have not registered with lacra and still doing illegal buying?
Yes, definitely. That is also happening. So that's why you see our inspectors are in the county, especially in the counties. They are there to enforce our policy. Like last year, end of last year, I did some assessment across the country and we came across so many illegal buyers and we were able to talk to them for them to be able to register, and we encourage them. As we speak today, we have over 200 to 300 agents that have registered with lacra.
So what the regulation says about illegal buying?
Illegal buying, if you don't have a permit from lacra and we see you buying a cocoa or coffee, we arrest you and take that cocoa from you. It is for government.
Okay.
But for the first year we took over, that policy, that aspect, our people were non-educated, they were not informed about it.
Okay.
So we took the whole of last year to be able to educate them, to let them know that if you do this, this is a punishment.
And did they any action?
So the action we took, when we arrest you, we will take you to the agents that are registered with lacra. You go and sell the cocoa or coffee to them, and you come and register.
Okay.
Then we give you the go ahead now to go and buy. So based on these type of activities that we undertook last year, and make most of our agents, our people are pulling in to be able to register. So everybody want to buy cocoa, want to buy coffee to come and sell. And the cocoa is one of the most expensive agricultural commodities on the market now. Cocoa are making people millionaire. Coffee is taking the lead as we speak. So, but we don't have a large number of people who produce coffee. So that is the reason you see our more emphasis going to be on coffee. We will also improve on cocoa. Like we see 3 million a year. It will be 3 million coffee, 3 million cocoa. So we disobey and give it to farmers that are interested into having cocoa and coffee seedlings.
Okay, so despite all of the education you people carried out last year with regards to this illegal buying, that you arrest somebody with cocoa, you take the cocoa from them, sell it, the person goes to register. Do we still have illegal buyers in the market, and what the regulation says about illegal buying? What are the fines or the punishable actions from?
So the illegal buyers are now that if we come across you and you are buying a cocoa or coffee without no permit, we'll arrest you. Whatsoever you have, it is for government. And if your license expire and you don't renew, and we catch you buying cocoa or selling, we'll revoke your license. We'll ban you for buying cocoa.
Okay, so you can now call us on 0777 907 907 0777 907 907 107 087 11107. You call, you give us your concerns. If you have any question to ask, we are into agriculture this morning, and it's something good that people have to know, because like you said, nobody knew Lacra, even though the name was there, but the function, nobody knew. So you can call us now 0777 907 907 0777 907 907 087 11107. These are the numbers to call and be a part of the discussion. Whatever question you have, you can ask. Whatever concerns you have, you can also put it through so that we can go along with this discussion. So I'm still on this illegal buying, because first, like you said, people used to get the lacra to be like NGO.
Yeah.
So they never knew the regulation.
Yeah.
So the illegal buyers are so many in the community, despite your education. So now tell us, let me take the very first call first. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Jeff Johnson.
Okay, Jeff.
Yeah, frankly, I just was black rap, like you said. But in this entire agricultural sector, I don't just want to speak about black rap.
Okay.
But the entire agricultural sector will suffer for a very long time. The main suffering is still suffering. And the still progressing there is they are in competition with Pepe, Bilabo, wherever I come from Guinea and Arabs. If you go over Sophie, the people get waiting for Bilabo, Pepe to come from Guinea and Arabs to buy. So our agriculturists are here to farm, and then sometimes the material just for come, everything in the natural fee to sell. The guy they call them out, they call them out, they don't pay. They don't let take money for any price to be forced to do it all, just to get something out. Because Nigerians are waiting for the money coming from Arabs and Guinea. So they simple. If people just listen, because every sector has people listening. If people just listen, the simple thing here is to just stop all Pepe. Everything that is working across should start coming from Arabs and Guinea. That's the only way that we will start buying what we produce here with speed. We say this thing over and over, but people not listening. They say, oh, it will take time. They got to take time. They got to get enough fresh before they start the program. That's a waste of years.
Okay.
Total waste of years. All the government need to do is, no, gentlemen, for this, we already in March. From now to what? October, there will be absolutely no Pepe available across people Guinea to carry Labrador. See what happened in our agriculture sector.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me just take this call and you answer. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeremiah, and
This is
Director General Laka. Yeah, this is David Chi.
and this is Edison again, not Jerry.
Oh, Yeah, pardon.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was following the show and got interested when I heard that someone from Lagos was coming. The reason is because, all of us have one way or the other made agriculture a topical stuff in this country. But then, have we really practically been able to invest in agriculture as we talk about it? Agriculture is not the first pillar of the government agenda, of the RS agenda. And so, he was talking about cocoa. And he said when LACA was funded, more emphasis was on cocoa. Africa just last year exported 2.2 billion tons of cocoa.
Good.
Africa is the highest exporter of cocoa in the world. Africa makes a lot of money for cocoa. Like someone mentioned, if we can just focus on substantial stuff in the agricultural sector, things that will give us money. Because the issue of rubber, you see iron, these things are facing huge challenges at the economic front, right? But if you look at cocoa, you will eat cocoa, you will use cocoa, you see cocoa, you can eat cocoa, we make the chocolate from cocoa, we make the coffee, we drink the over tea, the cream with rubber and tea is from cocoa. So you use cocoa for different stuff, and you will always need cocoa. People will always drink over tea, people will always eat chocolate, people will always breathe. So if we can place huge emphasis, the first thing it is like he mentioned, get rid of all those people who are illegally buying cocoa. Every person who has a cocoa farm in this country must be tracked down, must be mapped, and you know how much that person is producing every year. Let's know the gross the total number of people who are pressing cocoa, who are also exporting cocoa. It will help us to know so that this index, these statistics are important. Then you can know annually how much have we already gotten for cocoa export.
Yeah, sure.
So next year we can say we want to go to the ceiling, we want to hit maybe 1 billion or we say 500,000. We need to know, but with these statistics, we are getting rid of illegal people buying the cocoa like you mentioned. These things will not be achieved. So I am saying to you, while it is true we are encouraging other sectors, other areas in the agricultural sector, we are focusing on the issue of cocoa. These kinds of cash crops should be placed on more emphasis. We need to invest more into it. When we invest more money into it, you get a lot of money back. Agriculture is solely depending on the export of cocoa. There's number one in the world. So let's focus on cocoa. Let's go do other stuff. But cocoa made it to cash crop. Let's focus on cocoa. Invest more money into it. Be able to monitor very well how much people are spending and exporting, and then we can get some as a country in the agriculture sector. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David. David, I appreciate your contributions. That is the reason I said when I came in the studio, I said that we are going to identify all of our farmers across the country and know the total number of land that they are occupying. So right after that, we are going to start producing seedlings. That year we're going to produce 3 million seedlings across the country. Every county will receive 200,000. So and when we continue that and continue to give to our farmers, educate them, train them, and taking care of their farm, in 2-3 years from now, you will see us going in line with agriculture. That is the motive. That is our whole mission. We are focusing on the cocoa and coffee. And guess what? Our coffee is one of the highest, more valuable and agricultural commodities. It's only found in Liberia. Our identity. That out of cocoa, you're going to see Liberia going to be placed on the map. So, and the first caller said commodities are leaving from other countries coming. That is the reason our policy, our regulations have said that no cocoa, coffee, and other agricultural communities are leaving from Liberia to other parts of the country. The reason we are not being enforcing on, like you're talking about, how do you call it, pepper, belabo, and other stuff from Guinea coming to Liberia, people have to wait and they are not buying from our people. We are challenged with manpower, human resource.
Okay.
Even cocoa and coffee, sometimes you see when cocoa season comes, we have to go to the various bordering. You have over 300 or 400 crossing points, and you have less than 20 persons within the county.
There where I was just coming. Concerning your challenges.
So you find it more difficult to be able to control, but gradually we are getting there. The reason we are doing that is we are going to overcome that is that our pricing here that we are giving, it is higher than pricing from Africa, Guinea, and that of Sahel. So the people come to us. Even people now, as we speak, people cross their cocoa, coffee from other part of our neighboring country to us. And we encourage that to come to us, but the only thing we cannot do is we are putting stop to our own living going to them. So the commodities we gradually get to that. Ministry of Agriculture and other agencies that are working in land in the agricultural sectors, we are having stakeholder meetings, how best we can be able to address some of these issues. And our people produce, there is no rule to bring those goods. So these are some of the challenges that our people are facing. But thank God the government have taken farm to rural market. It is ongoing, and you go other part of the country now, you can easily be able to move in and buy whatsoever you want to get. People are bringing their produce in. Gradually, we soon get it.
Okay, in terms of budgetary support too, how is it like with Accra?
I'm a technician, right? Okay. When it comes to budgetary aspect, I think the DG or the Deputy for Administrations have that full responsibility to speak to that.
So the question is, what it takes to deal with farmers that have so many challenges, concerns that you've been getting. Why it takes to deal with farmers across the country, especially at the level of Accra.
Okay. Visitations of farmers. Like last year, we were able to come across 1,200 farmers across Lofa County, and we realized that 95% of the farmers that we came across, they all have the same challenges. So it makes us to be able to address some of their challenges. One was they wanted to rehabilitate their farm, but they don't have access to quality beds, and they don't have access to improved seed. So what we did quickly to be able to reduce some of these tensions that were coming on us, we were able to supply them with a quality bed, send our technicians to guide them how to fill in, and send those improved seeding to them, and our technician guided them to be able to establish a home nursery. So as we speak, now the layouts are going on now in some of these places. So that tensions that was coming, I think we were able to address some other locations of the country. And we are going also to replicate that in other parts of the country. So beginning next month, we are going to start farmer registrations, identifications of our farmers, identify those gaps that we identify in local country, whether we can still identify the similar gap or similar challenges faced by farmers in other parts of the country that we can be able to address. So it's a huge challenge, but from our expertise and other colleagues that work with me, I know that we will surely overcome some of these challenges.
So what is the registration process?
For
how is it like? Yeah.
For farmers it's free.
Okay.
For farmers that we are going to register, we just want to have record on them to know that the total number of farmers within the county, within the district, within the clan, to know how many of them are within. So when we are producing seedings, we can know how many seedings. So if we know you have 5 acres of land that you occupy that have farm, and you want to expand your farm, maybe another 5 acres, then we will know, it will tell us how many seedings we can be able to produce to give you. So these are some of the things that we are putting in place, and we are meeting with farmers. So we don't want to produce a seedings that we leave over, that people may not be able to use it. So we identify them fresh. Even new people who don't have farming, we are encouraging them to make farm. The way forward now in the world is farming. Farmers are the richest in the world. So we have to make our people to know. People always say, oh, farmers are the ones that suffer. That suffering, no. So even people have come to us, they want to open a factory, chocolate factory here, company. But how can we get the cocoa that will supply the factory? You need people that will do productions, right? Quality production that will make people to be able to produce chocolate right here. If you build a factory and you don't have the produce, what is the essence of you building a factory? You become the loser, right? So the best thing now we started is to be able to focus on these farmers. Make sure that they produce the best qualities materials that we can be able to encourage others now to come and build factory. That's why you see our warehouses in the counties. We are about to start renovations of some of these places and be able to help farmers to process their produce also at that locations. So that process is about to pick up. So it will also motivate farmers. Before they harvest, they don't have storage. All those things make them to feel weak. These are some of the challenges.
Okay. So what are the criteria set for buyers?
Buyers, like we have, they are in 3/4.
Okay.
We have agent, that is surely for only Liberian agent, and the fees to register as a Liberian to be able to buy cocoa, coffee is $300 United States dollars. That's a $310. The $10 towards your ID card. The $300 for your permit for the whole 1 year. And another component that is only restricted to a single individual, and you cannot take that permit and give it to another person to say, oh, please go and buy cocoa. If we catch that person with your permit, like you got your permit, give it to me, simply go and buy cocoa. And Othello is the inspectors and come and see me with that permit. They will arrest me and take that permit and likely revoke your permit that you don't have no right to buy cocoa or coffee. That is for agent. But for agency, if you want for someone to go and buy for you, that is agency. You are now restricted only to a particular person. I mean, it's now restricted only to you that pay for the agency, that register as agency. Agency is almost like a cooperative, a group of farmers, group of people put together to be able to register as an agency. So when you register as agency, you pay a fee of $1,000 United States dollars for a year, plus $30 United States dollars for 3 points that will be used to buy your cocoa and coffee.
Through the agency?
Yeah, through the agency. Okay. So that is the difference. Then the exporters. And for agents and agencies are only Liberian. It's not, foreigners are not allowed to buy cocoa and coffee in Liberia. That job is surely for Liberian. Then for exporters, that is open, is competition business, is Liberian and that of a foreign national. So a Liberian that want to export cocoa or coffee register 5,000 United States dollars
To export.
to export. Then the foreigners is 10,000 United States dollars.
So that means priority has been given to Liberians.
Yeah.
So we don't have much time. So what can you tell farmers? Encouraging, word of encouragement, especially because there are some people, like they said, you talk about some of the challenges they said. One of it was that they know how to buy.
Yeah.
Now that lacra is in the picture, what can you tell farmers as you conclude?
Okay. Buyers like farmers were in search of. People go and buy their cocoa in a cup. Now that is not going to happen again.
Okay.
We are taking our buyers to our farmer to the farm gate where you are harvesting your cocoa, your coffee. We send people there and come and buy your cocoa directly or coffee from you. Like some part of last month, we took some agent group of people that were in search of coffee in Lofa County. We went on the farm, even they were on the farm harvesting. As you harvest, even you don't have means of processing raw coffee, they buy it from you. They buy directly. So that alone motivated them to be able to start cultivating their farm, rehabilitating. So, oh yes, buyers are coming to us on our farm. We are going on a various farm to tell them how to harvest, how to do separation to be able to get good result, good money. So we are coming to you very soon. Beginning next month, you'll be seeing us coming to you to see you on your farm so that we can talk and be able to address some of your problems that you are facing in the various countries.
Any message to those who wanted to go into maybe cocoa production?
Those that we have the interest or that have interest to be involved in cocoa and that of coffee farming, you can reach out to us at LACRA at Freeport. We will provide you some form of education and encourage you to give the way out how to go about doing your farming.
Okay, so it's Alpha, and let's just conclude. Any other follow message you have?
The last message I have for my farmer today is that we are going to train you. Before, people used to make farm. They say, oh, farming work is more difficult. It is because the educations were not provided for them. So we are coming to you, we're going to train you and make your farming season to be more easy. More easy. You say, oh, when you plant cocoa or coffee, it will take 2-3 years before you start harvesting. Who told you? Even you can plant cocoa, it take 2-3 years. We are going to introduce a system to you that after you have planted your cocoa and coffee, there will be an intercropping. We want to blend it with another short lifespan crops within your garden that you will be harvesting while you're waiting on your cocoa. At the same time, you'll be getting some money. That money will also be helping you to be able to maintain activity. Like you plant, and how they call it, planting, and banana, and edo in the garden. You're going to do it. We're going to do that intercropping, and it will help you. And we are discouraging you not to cut down the forest. Forest is not to be cut down. Those places that you've been making your old farm area where you usually make farm, these are places that we are encouraging you to be able to make your cocoa and coffee farm. If you don't do it, we have some restrictions that EU is about to put on us. So let us try to respect that and go according to the way we're supposed to do our farming. But luckily for you, we'll be coming to you.
Okay.
This team will be telling you what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming today, and we look forward to seeing more of these discussions in the future. Okay, so Alpha Gongolee is the Deputy Director for Operations and Technical Services at LACRA. And LACRA is Liberia Agriculture Commodity Regulatory Authority, and he's been here discussing some of the operations, and now many people now know about LACRA. So folks, we say thanks to all of you who were just listening, and thanks to those of you who put through your calls to give your concerns in the first and the second segments. We say thank you so much. Our minister